Chapter 1. Glass and Noise. The chandelier fell 2 inches and stopped. It hung like a caught breath. The chain groaned. Crystal beads shook and slid to the floor like rain made of glass. People screamed. Phones flew up. Lights flickered. Elliot Reyes stood in the aisle with his clipboard. He was the wedding planner. His hands were steady. His heart was not. He looked up at the glass roof, the city sky beyond it, and then at the chandelier. He looked at the bride. She stood near the front, in a silk rehearsal dress, pale and shocked. "It's okay," Elliot said, gentle and calm. "Everyone, put your phones down. Step away from the aisle, please. We will stop for tonight." A drone hit the glass above and skidded. It found a gap and dropped into the glass chapel, buzzing like a wasp. It flew low and spat out a small black velvet box. The box bounced once on the runner and stopped at Elliot's shoe. A man in a navy suit got there first. He picked up the box with a lawyer's care. He clicked it open. Inside was a USB drive, silver and small, set in black satin like a ring. Under the drive lay a folded paper. "Security," the man said into his con. His voice was quiet and even, but people obeyed it. "Seal the building. No one in or out until we check everything." Elliot knew him, Adrian Vale, the divorce lawyer. He had been hired to oversee the legal aspect of the vow renewal. Elliot did not like him. Adrian was always on the edge of a smirk. He used very correct words and walked like a razor blade. Adrian handed the folded paper to Elliot. There was a yellow sticky note on it. 2 words in black ink, Clause 13. Under that, another word, midnight. Elliot's phone buzzed in his pocket. An unknown number. He read the text. "Do not let her sign, or he won't leave the aisle." Across the glass room, Adrian looked up from his own phone. He met Elliot's eyes. It was clear he had the same text. Elliot took a breath that felt like a cut. "This is not a prank," Adrian said, soft and flat. "This is a threat." "Agreed," Elliot said. Another buzz came. A news alert. A photo flashed on Elliot's lock screen. It was him. It was the bride. He was hugging her in the hallway last week, after a long meeting when she had cried from stress. She had mascara tears, and he had his hand on her shoulder. The headline said, "Planner's Secret Romance? Vow Renewal in Trouble." His stomach went cold. He felt the bride's eyes on him. He smiled, because he was good at that. He looked at Adrian. "Find a quiet room," Adrian said. "We need to see what's on that drive. And we need to put out this fire," Elliot said. He slipped the USB into his pocket. "My team can handle the guests. We will move them to the rooftop lounge, champagne and safety." Adrian nodded. "I'll meet you in the control room in 5 minutes." Elliot gave orders. His voice was calm. His hands did what they had to do. Inside him, something shook like the chandelier. Chapter 2. Command Room. The control room was small and bright. Screens showed every hallway, every door, the empty elevator, the city. In one corner, a tray with cold coffee and grapes. Elliot closed the door. Adrian was already there. Security guards stood outside. Elliot, Saturday, Adrian. Saturday, Elliot put the USB on the table. He did not touch the sticky note again. He did not want to press his finger on the words, Clause 13. Adrian slotted the drive into a laptop. A single file popped up. It was a video. He clicked play. The video showed a balcony, the same glass building, a different time, sunlight. A woman in a blue dress leaned on the rail and laughed. She was the bridesmaid of honor from 3 years ago, the first wedding. Elliot knew her face. Everyone did. She had fallen from the balcony that night. The official story said it was an accident. On the video, someone spoke from behind the camera. A man's voice. Smooth, warm. "You promised, remember? Sign, and we don't have to worry. Everyone wins. Clause 13. It's only a formality." The woman's laugh turned thin. The video cut out with a click. No end. No fall. No name. Elliot and Adrian looked at each other. "Who has this kind of footage?" Elliot asked, quiet. "Someone who wants to scare us," Adrian said. "Someone who wants you and me to stop the bride from signing something." "The postnup," Elliot said. Adrian did not blink. Yes, Elliot thought of the bride's face. She was kind. She also looked tired, like she had been fighting a long storm. "Security says the chandelier's safety cable was thinned," Adrian said. "On purpose. Not by us. Someone wanted it to fall, but not all the way. Drama without blood." "Not yet," Elliot said. They both sat very still. The building hummed. The city outside moved and did not care. "There's more," Adrian said. He pulled up a PDF on his laptop. The vow renewal has a postnuptial agreement. It includes a clause. Clause 13. If the bride signs it before the ceremony, a trust releases a large sum. The groom's company is in trouble. The stock is bleeding. And if she does not sign? Elliot asked. Then the money stays locked, Adrian said. The company may crash. Elliot's mouth was dry. Who hired you? The groom's PR, Adrian said. They asked me to ensure the process is legal, to protect the brand. So, you are here to make sure the bride signs, Elliot said, soft. Whatever it costs. Adrian looked at him. Something sharp moved under his calm face. No, I am here to keep the law. I never make victims. I don't like mess. I don't like blood. The maid of honor is already dead, Elliot said. Adrian closed the laptop. We are going to find the person who sent this. We are going to find who cut that cable. We will keep the bride safe. We will keep the event safe. We will stop whoever thinks this is a game. Elliot nodded. But the sponsors, I will deal with them, Adrian said. I speak their language. You handle people. I handle paper and threats. Elliot stood. One more thing, he said. He held up his phone. It buzzed again. Another unknown text. You lied for a bride once. Do it again. And I send the proof. Elliot did not let his face change. He put the phone down. We need to share everything, Adrian said. Right now. Secrets get people hurt. Elliot looked at his hands. They looked steady. He told the truth slowly. I once changed a vendor permit date by 1 day. I used the wrong stamp on purpose. It bought a bride time to leave. She was in danger. She got out. She is alive. Someone took a photo of the paperwork. Someone keeps sending it to me. Adrian watched him, not with disgust, not with joy. Just watching, like a doctor listens to a heartbeat. Okay, Adrian said. Then we keep you safe too. Chapter 3. The Smear. They split their tasks. Adrian called the sponsors. Elliot walked to the lounge to calm the guests. He smiled. He made warm jokes. He made eye contact. He told people they were safe and that the rehearsal would continue later. He did not mention drones or threats or Clause 13. The bride came to him. Her name was Mara. She was in bare feet now, heels in her hand. Are we cursed? She asked, half laughing, half crying. No, Elliot said. We are careful. It only looks like magic. It's just work. And we will do it. Mara nodded. She looked toward the glass chapel. He wants me to sign something, she said. I know, Elliot said. No one can make you sign. Not me. Not anyone. Will everyone hate me if I don't? She asked. Do you care? Elliot asked. She looked at him with shock, then with soft gratitude, because he had asked the right thing. A little, she said. But I care more about being able to breathe. Then breathe, Elliot said. Drink some water. Go to your room. Lock the door. We will call you when it is safe. She squeezed his hand. Cameras clicked. He stepped back. He did not want to feed the smear. He crossed the hall to the control room. On the way, he saw a man with perfect hair and a perfect black polo. The man's smile had too many teeth. He was the crisis manager for the couple. Marcus Cade. People in the industry called him the fixer. He solved problems with money and fear. Elliot, Marcus said. Rough night. Need help? We're fine, Elliot said. I heard a drone crashed, Marcus said, sympathetic and cold. Dangerous things. I'd like to review the security footage. Also, PR must respond to the tabloid. We will clean your name, of course. Thank you, Elliot said. He did not trust him. He wanted to move past. Where is Mr. Vale? Marcus asked. I need to align with legal. In the control room, Elliot said. He opened the door and let Marcus see a guard inside and a camera on the ceiling. Book time with him. Marcus's smile did not move. Very good. Elliot closed the door. He looked at Adrian. Marcus wants in. Adrian's jaw tightened. Of course he does. They talked through the night. They listed who had access to the chandelier. They checked the vendor list. Elliot's sharp eye found a new line in the venue contract. A temporary safety addendum, signed by a fake subcontractor. The signature was careful, but wrong. The phone number went to a dead line. Adrian called the venue. He used a calm voice with knives inside. He got names and dates. He found the shell company that signed the addendum. It led to nothing. It had been formed last week. It had one officer. The name was a joke. Glass Event Solutions. Someone is laughing, Elliot said. Someone thinks we are decorations. Adrian rubbed his temple. Matrix of threats. Drone. Chandelier. Smear. Clause 13. All push in one direction. Sign the postnup. So the saboteur wants the money to move, Elliot said. Yes, Adrian said. They both looked at each other at the same time. Marcus, they said together. And then, more worried, or the groom. Chapter 4. Walk. In. They checked the florist, the caterer, and the DJ. They checked the rooftop door locks. The wind outside hit the glass like a hand. The building sang a low sound. It was past midnight now. Eat something, Adrian said. He placed a sandwich by Elliot's elbow. I can't, Elliot said. But he took a bite, because he knew he had to think straight. Thank you. Adrian watched him as he ate. You take care of everyone, he said. Who takes care of you? Elliot smiled. I buy a plant and forget to water it. That is my pattern. Adrian gave a soft sound that could be a laugh. I am not good with plants either. Or with people. I am good with paper. You are also good with people, Elliot said. You make them do things they do not want to do. That is not always good, Adrian said. They went downstairs to the kitchen level to check a delivery. It was quiet there. The walk-in freezer door stood open. A light mist filled the air. Elliot stepped in to check the cake tiers. He looked at the smooth white surfaces. He checked the temperature. He turned, and the door swung shut. It latched. Elliot knocked once. Adrian? Adrian's voice came through, dull through the thick door. I'm here. A pause. It won't open. I did not touch it, Elliot said. His breath made a small cloud. I know, Adrian said. Hold on. Elliot pressed his hands together. He was calm. The air was very cold. He heard metal against metal. He heard Adrian try the handle again and again. It did not budge. Security is on the way, Adrian said. Stay moving. Elliot walked a slow circle. He rubbed his arms. He told himself he was fine. He was a planner. He could plan this too. 5 minutes. 10. 15. His fingers went numb. He did not like small locked spaces. He closed his eyes because the white room made him dizzy. The door opened. Adrian came in. Fast. His hands were warm. He took Elliot's hands and held them, firm and sure. His coat went over Elliot's shoulders, heavy and smelling like soap and something darker. You are shaking, Adrian said. It is a freezer, Elliot said, trying to be light. Adrian did not smile. He rubbed Elliot's fingers hard to bring color back. It was wedged shut, he said, low and angry. Someone used a bent coin in the hinge. It is a trick to jam a door. Not an accident. Elliot nodded. He looked at Adrian's face. It was very close. The world felt small and safe and cold all at once. Thank you, Elliot said, soft. Adrian's hands did not release. For a second, it was easy to imagine another kind of trap. A warm one, not a freezer. He leaned in by mistake or choice. Elliot did not move away. Footsteps in the hole broke it. A god cleared his throat. Mr. Vale? We found the coin. Adrian stepped back. He was a lawyer again. Bag it. Elliot took a breath that shook. He smoothed his hair, his face, his heart. Chapter 5. History. They returned to the command room. The city was darker now. The drone had been taken apart. The USB was in a safe. The chandelier hung with a new brace. It was quiet. Adrian poured tea. I had a client, he said suddenly. His voice was careful. She took a settlement. It was clean. It was safe. A week later, she died. A car accident. I told myself it was not my fault. I still tell myself. But I think I learned the wrong lesson. I decided love was always a bad risk. I decided to exit faster. I decided paper saved people and feelings ruined them. Elliot held his cup with both hands. And me, he said. I believed in perfect days. I believed if you place every flower in the right spot, nothing breaks. But the world still breaks. I changed a stamp on a form one time. I did it because everything was breaking, and I did not want a person to be broken with it. I do not regret it, but I am afraid of being seen as bad. Adrian looked at him like he wanted to say something and did not know how. You are not bad, he said finally. You either, Elliot said. They were quiet for 2 breaths. Then Adrian put his tea down. We are going to do 2 things, he said. First, we will set a trap. Second, we will map the money. Elliot nodded. Tell me the trap. We will seed a false schedule for the bride's signing, Adrian said. We tell only Marcus. We put a guard at the real meeting with Mara and me, in a bright room with a camera. We see who shows up at the fake room with a USB to swap, a contract to push, or a threat to deliver. And the money? Elliot asked. I will ask a friend to pull the filings on the shell company that signed the chandelier addendum, Adrian said. No one is a ghost. Not for long. Money always leaks. Elliot smiled. Contracts and flowers, he said. We make them both honest. Adrian's mouth made a shape that might be a smile. Let's work. Chapter 6. The Trap. Morning light turned the glass chapel into a pale ocean. The city below looked quiet from up here. People had slept. The crew had cleaned. The chandelier hung still, fixed. The drone was gone. Elliot and Adrian shared the fake schedule with Marcus. She will sign it too, Adrian said. We will do it in the green room. Perfect, Marcus said. I will make sure no one bothers you. They told everyone else that the signing was at 5, in a lawyer's office off-site. The truth, there would be no signing today. Adrian would simply explain the postnup to Mara, slowly, in plain language. He would tell her she had choices. He would tell her to get her own lawyer. Elliot would sit with her if she wanted. At 1:50, the green room door opened. A man walked in with a gray case and a lanyard that said tech. He looked young. He looked at the cameras and then at the table. Sorry, Elliot said, smiling. This room is closed. The tech looked nervous. He put the gray case down and flipped it open. Inside, a second USB, a small device, and a stack of papers with tabs. The top tab said sign here. I was told to prepare, the tech said. He did not meet their eyes. By who? Adrian asked, voice soft. Marcus Cade, the tech said. He said to set up a secure laptop and guide her to the tabs. He said there would be a bonus. Of course he did, Adrian said. Security stepped in. They were polite. They asked the tech to come with them. The tech was shaking. He looked like a boy who had wanted to be useful and had become a weapon instead. Elliot felt tired. He looked at Adrian. Now money, he said. Adrian's phone vibrated. He read a text and his face changed less than a millimeter, which for him was a shout. Marcus received a payment 2 days ago, Adrian said, from the groom's private fund. It went to an LLC, North Wharf Media. North Wharf owns Glass Event Solutions. They funded the safety addendum. The same pool paid for the drone. So the groom knows, Elliot said. His mouth was dry. Or he looks away while someone does it for him. Either way, it ties back to him, Adrian said. We can put pressure now. Carefully, Elliot said. We are dealing with a live show, angry sponsors, and a person who is scared. Agreed, Adrian said. We do not set it on fire. We make it too bright to hide in. Chapter 7. Paper cuts. They met the groom in a conference room with big windows and a big table. He was handsome in a tired way. He smiled like a man selling a ship that was already sinking. I hear rumors, the groom said. I hear you think my house is not in order. Adrian placed copies of the filings on the table. He spoke simple and slow, like he was reading weather. Your crisis manager paid for sabotage from a shell company linked to your fund, he said. The chandelier. The drone. A plan to stage a signing in a private room with no independent counsel for your wife. This is illegal. It is also cruel. The groom's eyes went flat. That is a serious claim. Not a claim, Adrian said. A fact. You want to blow up my renewal? The groom said. Think about the people who work for me. Think about the charities. Think about every person you will hurt. She loves me. Love can exist without a contract, Elliot said, quiet. Love can exist without a show. The groom laughed once. It sounded like a cough. You're a planner, he said to Elliot. You plan fairy tales. You don't know how the world works. Elliot did not answer. He looked at the groom and thought, you don't know either. You think you can cage a person and call it love. Adrian slid a piece of paper across the table. Here is what will happen, he said. There will be no signing today. If you pressure your wife, we go to the police with the shell company records and with the video from 3 years ago. If you try to move the money anyway, we will tell your board. The groom's jaw ticked. He picked up the paper and tore it in half. Get out! Gladly, Adrian said. In the hall, Elliot exhaled. His hands shook. Adrian noticed. He said nothing. He walked closer than he had to. We are not done, Adrian said. Marcus will push back. He will be angry. Angry men break things. Elliot nodded. Then we tie down anything that can break. Chapter 8. The Old Fall. Afternoon came with gray clouds. The city smelled like rain. Mara sat with them in a bright room. Adrian explained the postnup with simple words. He pointed at each part and told her what it meant. No tricks. No speed. This clause, he said, tapping clause 13. If you sign before the ceremony, It unlocks the trust. If you don't, it stays locked. You are not required to sign anything on a day like this. You should have your own lawyer. I can recommend someone. I will pay for it myself. So there is no pressure. Mara breathed slow. Do you think I should sign? She asked. I think you should be free, Adrian said. Mara looked at Elliot. Do you think I am a coward if I walk away? I think you are brave to ask the question, Elliot said. I think you should live. She nodded. Tears stood in her eyes. She wiped them fast. 3 years ago, when Aina fell, she said softly, someone deleted the camera footage from the balcony. Adrian went still. Who told you that? Anna told me before the wedding that the balcony felt wrong, Mara said. She said the railing wobbled. She said the fixer laughed and said it made the photos exciting. Elliot and Adrian looked at each other. Thank you, Adrian said. We will use this. Mara stood. I will not sign today, she said. I will talk to my own lawyer. I will tell him I need time. Good, Elliot said. He stood too. He wanted to hug her, but did not. He gave her a glass of water. 1 hour of quiet, he said. I will put a do not disturb on your door. He left her room. Adrian followed. In the hall stood Marcus. He blocked the way with a smile. How did the legal chat go? Marcus asked. She understands her options, Adrian said. Marcus's smile made a new shape. Wrong answer. He looked at Elliot. Also, careful with touching the bride, Marcus said. His voice was soft and sticky. Pictures look bad, and pictures are forever. Elliot met his eyes. He was tired now. He did not hide it. Stop sending fake texts with fake laptops. Stop cutting cables. Stop throwing drones at my glass. Marcus made a small laugh. You are making a lot of noise, planner. Look at the big picture. This event must happen. Millions are watching. Do your job. Make it pretty. Adrian stepped in. We have your payments, Mr. Cade, he said. We have the shell company. If one more thing happens, we will ruin you. Marcus stopped smiling. He leaned in so close Elliot could see each pore. He spoke in a whisper. I keep people steady. That is what I do. Sometimes it looks messy. If you wreck this, the groom falls, the sponsors flee, and your little business dies too. The bride can cry in her hotel. That's private. This is public. Choose your stage. He walked away. His shoulders rolled like a cat's. Elliot felt sick. Adrian's hand moved, then stopped, like he wanted to touch Elliot's elbow, and didn't know if he should. He lowered his hand. We need proof, Adrian said. We need his voice saying what he did. We put it in the flowers, Elliot said. Adrian looked at him. Explain. Hide small recorders in the centerpieces, Elliot said. Marcus cannot resist a stage. He will come before the ceremony. He will stand in the aisle. He will give orders. He will talk too much. He always does. Adrian's eyes brightened for the first time. Yes, he said. Good. And we invite him to fix one last thing, Elliot said. We tell him the live stream has a delay. He won't be able to stop himself from controlling it. He will say how he did it last time. He will brag. Adrian nodded. We will need one more thing, he said. A legal hook. If he offers hush money, or a settlement, and we place it with notary notice and witnesses, we can trap him. A recorded acceptance is very strong. You are scary, Elliot said. I am useful, Adrian said. We will be scary together. Chapter 9. Breaking Point. The sky broke at 6. Rain came down in straight lines on the glass. The city turned to silver and black. The sponsor's rep called Adrian every 10 minutes with new threats. The board of the groom's company sent a lawyer who talked like a fax machine. The company's stock fell. The livestream partner demanded a statement. Elliot canceled hair and makeup for 2 hours. He moved the band to a different corner, away from the chandeliers. He tied down anything that could fall. He checked the centerpieces himself. He placed a tiny recorder under a ring of white roses. He tucked them deep and made them look like part of the arrangement. He found Adrian in the aisle, talking to security. They're ready, Adrian said. We have 2 notaries on site. We have a clean copy of a generic settlement form on heavy paper. We will not offer it. We will let him offer it. He will. He always does. He will want to buy us. He will choose the wrong price. Elliot looked at him. What if he does not come? He will come, Adrian said. What if the groom stops him? Elliot asked. Adrian looked at the glass doors. The groom is not the one in charge, he said. Not tonight. People began to arrive. Photographers stood in the rain like silhouettes. Security scanned bags. The glass chapel filled with low voices. The white aisle waited like a knife. Mara came to the back dressed simple. Not the big dress. A clean, soft cream. No veil. Her hair tied back, she looked calm, and new. You look like yourself, Elliot said. She smiled. Thank you. The groom came too. He looked like a man who had not slept. He did not look at Mara. He spoke to his PR team. He rubbed his ring like he wanted it to turn into a key. The music tested. The lights warmed. The rain fell. In the chaos, Marcus arrived. He wore a black suit that looked like power. He walked the aisle like a general. He touched a chair here, a flower there, to look like he owned them. He cleared his throat. He called the stage manager over. He said, loud enough to carry, "We will place the cameras here. I want the moment when she signs." He stopped. Adrian stood in front of him. "There will be no signing," he said. Marcus smiled wide. "Of course there will. We don't need your drama, Mr. Vale. We need order." He took out his phone. He spoke into the mic. "Reduce the livestream delay to 5 seconds. We want real-time tears, not old ones. Also, lock the balcony door this time. No accidents. I want no surprises." Elliot felt the words hit him like a slap. He saw the recorders under the flowers. He saw the red blink. He saw the law move into place like a quiet net. Adrian held a paper in his hand. He let it stay hidden, for now. He gestured to the front row. "Sit," he told Marcus. "Let's talk like men." Marcus smirked, and Saturday, he crossed one ankle over his knee. "Make it quick." Adrian set the heavy paper down. "The groom's fund sent money to your shell to cut a cable," he said in a voice like glass. "You sent a drone. You set up a fake signing. You deleted balcony footage 3 years ago." Marcus tilted his head. "Show me proof." "We have your man," Adrian said. "He confessed to the tech scam. We have wire records. We have a copy of a video you tried to delete. We also have your voice now. Say something true, Mr. Cade. It will save time." Marcus laughed. "You're cute when you threaten." He leaned in. "Everyone knows what I am. I clean messes." The maid of honor was drunk. She leaned too far. She fell. "I told them to erase the footage because the story would ruin a young woman's memory. I did a kindness." Elliot took a step forward. "You loosened the safety rail for the photographer," he said. She told Mara it wobbled. "You decided that a wobble would make better pictures." Marcus's smile slipped. "You want clean lines and perfect flowers," he said. "You don't know what happens when the money shakes. You can't stop a flood with a ribbon." Adrian slid the heavy paper closer. "This is a settlement acknowledgement. You can offer it if you like. If you sign it here, it becomes a confession. Your choice." Marcus looked at the paper. He reached for a pen, greedy. He opened his mouth to say a number. A dollar amount. An offer to buy silence. Elliot's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. He looked. A photo. It was the maid of honor, smiling on the balcony. A caption. "Tell the truth for me." Elliot lifted his eyes. "No more games," he said. Adrian nodded once. "No more." Marcus put the pen down. He smiled slow. "You think you have me," he said. "Be careful. If the groom falls, he will take you both with him. Your planners and your lawyers will be ash. You will be pretty, broke ash." He stood. He turned. He did not know that the roses were listening. Chapter 10. The break. The moment came and ripped like paper. The groom stormed down the aisle, wild. He saw Marcus and Adrian at the front, their heads closed. He heard half a sentence, took the wrong meaning, and grabbed Marcus by the lapel. "What are you doing?" the groom hissed. "We don't pay you to talk to him. We pay me to do what you cannot," Marcus snapped. Mara walked up quietly. No big steps, no music. She stood in the aisle and watched them like she was far away on a beach. Elliot stood at her side. He did not touch her. He did not need to. "Stop," she said to the groom. He turned to her. His eyes were red. "We can fix this," he said. "Sign. Please. I will fix everything. We will be okay. I love you." Mara shook her head. It was a small movement, but it was the end of a world. "I love breathing," she said. "I love waking up and not being afraid. I love my life. I don't love a cage." He looked like someone had slapped him. He reached for her. He stopped his hand in the air. He did not touch her. A photographer took a photo. The flash was a lightning bolt in the glass. Adrian lifted the heavy paper. "Mr. Cade," he said, "last chance. Do you want to make a formal offer to settle potential claims of sabotage and negligence connected to the rehearsal and the prior event? Yes or no?" Marcus laughed, but his laugh sounded tired now. "Fine," he said, bored. "Yes, 1 million, 2. Pick a number. I will send it today. I will buy you both a new life if you walk away." Adrian slid a pen across. "Sign that you made the offer," he said. Marcus, arrogant and angry, signed his name. Security stepped in. Adrian nodded to them. Detain Mr. Cade for questioning, he said. Call the police. Marcus's eyes went dark, like a light had clicked off. You're making a mistake, he said. I used to make them, Adrian said. Not tonight. Rain hammered the glass. The flowers were silent and full of proof. Elliot's heart felt like it would break, and also like it would finally rest. He looked at Mara. She was very still. She was very brave. She took her own hand like it belonged to her. The groom sank into a chair. He looked very young. He looked like a boy who had tried to build a fortress with sand and had blamed the sea when it fell. Chapter 11. Rain and Sirens. Sirens cut through the rain. Blue and red lights painted the glass walls. Security spoke into radios. Guests whispered and moved back from the aisle. Some filmed. Most did not. They felt the mood change. It was not a show anymore. Police officers walked in. Their jackets were wet. They spoke to Adrian first. He showed them the heavy paper Marcus had signed. He showed them the small recorders under the white roses. He showed them the notaries who had watched. He spoke slow and clear. No big words. Only facts. Chain of custody, he said. We keep the files clean. The officers nodded. They took Marcus to a side room. He did not fight. He had the face of a man who had lost a game and was already planning a new one. Elliot did not like that face. Elliot went to the front of the room. He stood on the small stage. He raised his hands. The sound in the glass chapel went still. Everyone, he said. His voice was calm. For safety reasons, tonight's event is cancelled. Please return to your cars or rooms. Staff will help you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your respect. There was a small wave of breath. People stood. They moved slowly. The rain on the roof made a soft roar. It felt like the sea in a shell. Adrian joined him. Well done, he said under the noise. Elliot nodded. I hate this, he said softly. I know, Adrian said, but this is the right thing. They stayed until the room was empty. The aisle was wet with the footprints of people who had walked out. The flowers were heavy with rain that had come through the door. Elliot took a towel and wiped the aisle runner like it mattered. Adrian watched him, then took a second towel and helped. You are not alone, Adrian said. Elliot did not look up. Thank you, he said. Chapter 12. The statement. The sponsors wanted a statement. The board wanted a plan. The groom wanted a miracle. Everyone wanted something. Adrian gave them the same answer. The event is off. The bride is safe. There are ongoing investigations. He did not argue. He did not shout. He let silence do some work. He sent files to the board's counsel. He sent copies to the police. He asked the notaries to send their stamps. A notary is a person who watches a signature and marks it so no one can deny it later. He made sure every link in the chain was closed. He did not leave holes. Elliot handled staff. He sent them home with pay and with thanks. He made sure the florist could save the uncut roses. He told the band he would book them again. He hugged his assistant Liv, who cried silent tears, and then went back to work because she was strong. Mara sat in a quiet room with a blanket around her shoulders. The makeup artist had left makeup wipes and soft cream. She had taken off her lashes. She looked like someone who had come back from far away. Do I have to say something? She asked. No, Adrian said. You don't have to say anything today. I want to say one thing, she said. I want to say I am okay, and that no one should sign a paper they don't understand. That is enough, Elliot said. Mara took a breath. Can you help me write it? She asked. Yes, Adrian said. He sat at the desk. He typed one sentence at a time. He read each sentence to her. She nodded or shook her head. He changed words until they felt like hers. It was a short note. It was calm. It was clear. It said, I am safe. I am taking time to make the right choices. Please respect my privacy. They sent it to her publicist. No hashtags. No blame. No heat. Elliot found a small cut on his palm he had not felt before. A crystal shard had made it. Adrian saw the blood. Come here, Adrian said. He took Elliot to the small first aid room. He washed the cut. His hands were warm and careful. He put on a bandage. You always fix paper, Elliot said. Now you fix people. I am learning, Adrian said. Chapter 13. The Ghost. At 2 a.m, the building was almost empty. The rain had slowed to a thin line of silver. The glass chapel was dark. Only the exit signs glowed. Elliot's phone buzzed. The same unknown number. A text. Back hallway near service elevator. 5 minutes. Elliot showed it to Adrian. We go together, Adrian said. They walked to the back hallway. It smelled like old coffee and metal. A person stood there in a gray hoodie. The hood was up. They held a small box. Are you the one who sent the drone? Adrian asked. The person nodded. They pushed the hood back. It was a woman in her 30s. Her eyes were red, like she had not slept for years. My name is Lila, she said. I was Ana's best friend. From school. I do sound for small films. I know how to cut audio. I know how to keep backups. Elliot felt the hair on his arms lift. You sent the texts, he said. Yes, Lila said. 3 years ago, after Ana died, I found a cloud backup of a video she took at this venue. She had filmed everything. She had sent it to me because she sent me everything. It had the talk about Clause 13. It had the laugh. It did not have the fall. Lila looked at the floor. I went to the fixer with it, she said. He told me I would ruin Ana's memory. He scared me. I froze. I did nothing until last month. Then I saw the news about the vow renewal. I heard about the post-nup. I thought, no, not again. She looked up. So I sent the texts. I sent the drone with the box. I thought it would stop the paper. I did not cut the chandelier. I did not lock the freezer. I swear. Adrian nodded. I believe you, he said. Marcus did those. We have proof. Lila handed him the small box. Inside was a memory card. There is more, she said. I pulled logs from the venue's old server, a copy of the balcony cam. It is not complete. Someone deleted a lot, but there are gaps you can see. Time jumps. Enough to show it was not an accident without a hand on it. Elliot took a breath. Thank you, he said. Thank you for being brave now. Lila shook her head. I am late, she said. I am sorry I am late. You are here, Adrian said. That matters. Tears slid down Lila's face. I did not want anyone to die in that aisle, she said. My first text sounded like a threat. I wanted to scare the right people. I am sorry if I scared you. I wanted the bride to be safe. She is safe, Elliot said. In part because of you. Lila nodded. Okay, she said, like she did not fully believe it. I have to go. If you need me, call. She gave Adrian a card with a number. She walked away fast. She moved like a person who had held her breath too long and had finally let it go. Adrian watched her leave. He held the memory card like it was very light and very heavy at the same time. We will send this to the police, he said. Yes, Elliot said. And we will send a copy to someone who will not lose it, Adrian said. A journalist who does not scare. Elliot looked at him. Do you trust any? I trust two, Adrian said. One of them owes me a favor. They stood in the hallway until their hearts were slow again. Then they went back to work. Chapter 14. Dawn in Glass. By 4 in the morning, the rain had stopped. The city had that strange quiet right before dawn. The glass chapel was empty. It smelled like flowers and wet stone and electric dust. Elliot walked to the front. The copies of the post-nup sat on the table, untouched. He picked one up. He read Clause 13 again. He read the words about a trust that would release money if a signature came before a vow. And he felt tired. Adrian joined him. He looked at the same paper. He nodded at the paragraph. People write cages, he said. They call them safety. I wrote a different kind of cage once, Elliot said. A perfect day. It was my way to feel safe. We can do better, Adrian said. Elliot looked at him. With you, he said. The words simple and true. I think I can. They tore the copy of the post-nup together. It was not the legal file. Adrian kept that safe. This was just a printed copy. The sound of paper tearing was small and clean. It felt like a breath. They picked up shards of crystal from the aisle. They put them in a bowl. They moved in silence. Their shoulders touched sometimes. It felt steady. The sky began to brighten. The glass turned from black to gray to pale blue. The city below looked new. The white flowers, even after a long night, still looked like small moons. Elliot leaned on the back of a chair. He rubbed his eyes. I am so tired I can feel it in my teeth, he said. Sit, Adrian said. He sat next to him. He gave Elliot half his coat again. They looked at the morning together. It was quiet. It was not a show. Elliot reached out. He set his hand on top of Adrian's. Not a grab, not a question, just touch. Adrian turned his hand and laced their fingers. His hand was warm. He did not look away from the light coming in. He did not make a joke. He just held on. Chapter 15. The Walk Away. At 7, Mara came down with a small bag. She wore jeans and a sweater. No cameras were allowed on that floor, by Adrian's order. A quiet car waited at the side entrance. Elliot met her at the elevator. You are ready? He asked. Yes, she said. I'm going to my sister's house by the sea. I will talk to a new lawyer. I will sleep. I will call my mom. Good plan, Elliot said. The groom stepped out of a hallway like a shadow. His eyes were red. He had shaved. He had changed his shirt. He looked like he wanted to be a better man and did not know how to start. Mara, he said, please, can we talk? Mara held her bag tight. She looked at him with tired kindness. We can. Later. Not here. I never wanted to hurt you, he said. I know, she said. But you did. And you let people hurt others around me. He swallowed. I will fix it. Fix yourself, she said. Not me. He stepped back. He let her pass. It was the best thing he had done in a while. Elliot and Adrian walked Mara to the car. No big goodbye, just a hug and a promise that she could call any time. She drove away. The car turned the corner into morning. It was over. They stood on the curb. The sky was pale. Pigeons made soft sounds near a streetlight. The world did not clap. It just moved forward. A man from the board called Adrian. We are suspending the groom as CEO pending review, he said. Also, we will cooperate with authorities. Good, Adrian said. He hung up and looked at Elliot. One domino, he said. One is enough to start, Elliot said. They went back inside to finish the last tasks. Staff returned equipment. Vendors came for their gear. Elliot signed forms. He thanked people. He made sure everyone left with a check. He took care of small things because small things matter. Near noon, there was a press gaggle at the far corner of the block. They tried to shout questions. Adrian walked out and gave one sentence. There is an investigation. Please be respectful. He did not feed them. He did not throw anyone to the wolves. One reporter shouted, Is the planner involved in a romance with the bride? Adrian looked at the reporter. No, he said. That was a lie. Please stop repeating it. His voice was firm. It left no room for gossip. Elliot stood behind him. He felt a warm, odd thing in his chest. It was gratitude. It was also something like pride. They went back in. They closed the glass doors. The city stayed outside. Chapter 16. A diner and a key. By late afternoon, the building was quiet. The glass chapel was empty again. Elliot's team had gone home. Adrian had sent the last file to the police. The heavy paper was in a sealed envelope with signatures across the flap. Food? Adrian asked. Food, Elliot said. They walked to a small diner 2 blocks away. It had blue vinyl seats and a bell on the door. The waitress called everyone honey. It smelled like coffee and pancakes. It felt like land after a storm. They sat in a booth by the window. They both ordered grilled cheese and tomato soup. They both drank water and then coffee. Elliot rested his head on the back of the booth for a second. He laughed, a small, tired sound. We met yesterday, he said. It feels like a year. That is what happens when you hold up a ceiling together, Adrian said. His voice had a smile in it. Elliot looked at him over the rim of his cup. Thank you for how you spoke to the press, he said. Thank you for telling the truth in the control room, Adrian said. You did not have to trust me. I know I was hired by the wrong side. I know that hurt. It did, Elliot said. He did not pretend. But you showed me who you are. You could have held the line for them. You did not. Adrian watched the rain drying on the window. I learned something, he said. I learned that my job is not only to end things well, it is also to stop bad things from happening, even if ending them is clean on paper. Clean paper over harm is still harm. Elliot nodded. I learned that perfect days are not safe days, he said. Safety is not a flower. It is a choice and a plan. And sometimes it is saying no event and living with it. The soup came. It was hot and simple. The grilled cheese was greasy and perfect. They ate in quiet for a while. The clink of cups and forks felt like a kind of lullaby. When the plates were half empty, Adrian took something from his pocket. It was a small key on a ring. This is for my office, he said. I am not giving you a drawer. I am giving you a room you can enter any time. Elliot looked at the key. He looked at Adrian. This is very fast, he said, but he smiled when he said it. I know, Adrian said. I am not asking you to move in. I am asking you to have a place to breathe when you need it. And I am asking for the same from you. Elliot took a small key of his own from his pocket. He laughed, surprised at himself. I was going to offer you the code to my storeroom, he said. It is where the good tea is. And the soft towels. They swapped. They did not make a big show of it. They just put the keys on their own rings. They looked at each other. Can I kiss you? Adrian asked. He asked like he asked everything important now, with care, with the option for no. Yes, Elliot said. The kiss was simple. It was not a movie kiss. It was not a show. It was warm lips and a slow breath, and the feeling of something settling into place. It ended because the waitress came with the check and smiled, like she had seen 1,000 first kisses and still liked them. They paid. They walked out. The street smelled like wet tar and fried food. It was perfect. Chapter 17. A new door. Weeks passed. News moved fast and then away. The police charged Marcus with obstruction and with fraud. More charges came later, from other events he had fixed. The board removed the groom as CEO. He made a sad statement. The kind that tries to be brave and ends up small. Mara, through her own lawyer, filed a complaint. She stayed quiet otherwise. She started posting photos of the sea and her sister's dog. People were kind. Not all, but enough. Elliot worked on 2 small weddings for couples who wanted quiet. He spoke to each bride and groom about safety plans, exits, code words, a friend who checks in. He added new pages to his planning book. There was a section now called What If. It had bullet points, and it had comfort in it. Adrian met with a few old clients. He also met with people who were not his clients yet. People who needed help to leave bad contracts. People who needed a clean line out. He made a list of things he was good at, and a list of things he had to learn. He put both lists on his wall. They saw each other almost every day. Not always at night. Sometimes for 10 minutes in a lobby between meetings. Sometimes for a full morning in a park with takeout coffee. They called each other when they felt the old bad stories creeping in. They did not pretend to be fine when they were not. One night, Elliot said, I have an idea. Adrian said, say it. What if we do this together? Elliot said, not merge our businesses, keep our names, but make a small joint thing, a service. For couples who want to marry in peace, for people who need safe events. We create checklists, we teach venues, we bring in a counselor when needed, we help people plan, and we help them exit if they must. We could call it Bright Exit, or Safe Vows, or something less corny. Adrian smiled. Corny is honest, he said. I like Bright Exit. Me too, Elliot said. They built a small site. It had simple words. It had a few photos of empty rooms with chairs in a circle and doors that opened. It had a section for resources. It had a hotline number that went to a prepaid phone that they took turns carrying. They paid a therapist to answer on weekends. They kept it quiet and useful. Their first Bright Exit case came fast. A couple in a small town had a pushy uncle with money and anger. He wanted to run the day. He wanted a speech. He wanted to control the playlist. He cut the power at the rehearsal to show he could. Elliot went out, met the family, moved the event to a garden with no lights to cut. Adrian drew a simple agreement. If the uncle shouted or touched a mic without permission, he would be escorted out. Everyone signed. The day went fine. The couple danced barefoot under lanterns that ran on solar batteries. The uncle pouted. No one else cared. At home one Sunday, Elliot looked at his plants. They were doing better. The spider plant had a baby. He smiled. He texted a photo to Adrian. Adrian sent back a photo of a small basil plant in his office. It looked strong. He sent a second photo. A binder with tabs that said Bright Exit. The tabs were neat. The colors made a little rainbow. Elliot laughed. He felt that good ache in his chest again. The one that felt like hope. Chapter 18. The Library and the Light. In late spring, they met Lila at a quiet library to give her copies of the case files and to say thank you. She looked better. She slept. You could tell. I am taking a class, she said, on legal basics. So next time I find something, I will know what to do. Adrian nodded with respect. Call me any time, he said. But I like that plan. They sat by a window. Dust moved in the light like tiny dancers. The world felt gentle for a moment. Elliot asked, would you like us to help set up something for Aina? A scholarship? A film night? Something that says her name and makes it a light? Lila swallowed. Yes, she said. Maybe for young women in film. For safety gear. For training on set. For a lens that is not cruel. We can do that, Adrian said. They wrote notes. They made a list. They were good at lists now. Lists made things real. Chapter 19. The Balcony. Summer came. The glass chapel where everything had started reopened under new rules. New owners took over. They wrote a new manual. Elliot helped. He walked the balcony with the head of security. He shook the rail. It held. He smiled, and then he cried a little, in a quiet, private way, and no one judged him. Adrian stood in the aisle and looked up at the repaired chandelier. He did not love glass much, but he loved what it could do when it was strong and held well. They stood together at the back of the room. The morning light made the floor shine. You know, there is a superstition, Elliot said. If you find a broken crystal and keep it, it is supposed to bring you luck. You kept some, Adrian said. It was not a question. Elliot nodded. A few. In a bowl. Adrian reached into his pocket. He took out a small velvet pouch. He handed it to Elliot. Elliot opened it. Inside was a single piece of crystal from that night. It was drilled now, like a bead, with a small silver ring through it. It could go on a chain. It caught the light. Chain of custody, Adrian said, with a small, rare joke. Elliot laughed. He put the crystal in his palm. It was cool. Thank you, he said. I will wear it. I know, Adrian said, and the way he said it felt like a vow of a different kind. They walked out into sunshine. The city was loud. It did not care about their story. That made the day feel even bigger and more free. Chapter 20, Keys and Vows. On a night in early fall, they sat on Elliot's fire escape and ate noodles from paper boxes. The air was clear. Someone played a sax 2 blocks away. Someone burned toast in a kitchen below and waved a towel in front of the smoke alarm. Life was normal. It was a gift. Elliot held up his beer bottle. To not perfect, he said. To safe, Adrian said. They tapped the bottles. After a while, Elliot said, Do you think we should have a ceremony one day? Adrian turned his head. His profile in the last light was a soft line. Maybe, he said. A small one, in a library, with a good exit plan. Elliot smiled. No aisle? A short one, Adrian said. With railings, I tested myself. They laughed. They sat close enough that their knees touched. The city below looked like a map. The lines on it were roads, not cages. Elliot took his key ring from his pocket. The small office key Adrian had given him clicked against his apartment keys. The sound was light. He liked it. Adrian's phone buzzed. A bright exit text. He read it. He looked at Elliot. A couple in the next borough wants a quiet wedding with a loud family, he said. They need help. When is it? Elliot asked. 2 weeks, Adrian said. We can do it, Elliot said. We will make a plan. He pulled out his notebook. He wrote, Meet them. Listen. Check exits. Add a lamp to the corner. Ask about the uncle. He smiled. Adrian watched him with a face that held both love and calm. Do you ever think about that first night? Elliot asked. All the time, Adrian said. I think about the drone. I think about the text. I think about your hands in the freezer. I think about how the flowers listen better than most people I know. Elliot leaned his head on Adrian's shoulder. We did good, he said. We did, Adrian said. They sat there until the noodles were cold. They went inside. Elliot watered his plants. Adrian made tea. They turned off the overhead lights and sat with a small lamp that made a circle of gold. It felt like being inside a safe note, a note that said, This is home. Epilogue, Bright Exit. A year later, Bright Exit had helped 15 couples in 3 venues. The site was still simple. The hotline still rang sometimes at 3 in the morning. They still took turns carrying it. They were tired often. They were also happy in a way that was not shiny but deep. Mara sent them a postcard from the sea. It had a photo of a lighthouse. On the back, a note. Thank you for opening a door and for stopping me from walking through the wrong one. I am okay. I am more than okay. Lila sent a link to a small film festival. A grant in Anna's name funded an award for safe production practices. The first winner made a short film about a stagehand who saves a life by saying no. It was 10 minutes long. It was perfect. The glass chapel booked small events with clear rules. The balcony had a plaque. Please do not lean. The plaque had a second line under it. Please take care of each other. It made Elliot cry the first time he read it. He did not hide it. He did not have to. On a winter morning, Adrian and Elliot signed one more paper. It was not a postnup. It was a lease for a small office they shared, with 2 desks, a couch, and a plant they both promised to water. The plant was a rubber tree. It liked light. It was forgiving. They hung 2 frames on the wall. One held a copy of the Bright Exit checklist. The other held the torn piece of Clause 13 they had kept, the strip of paper with nothing on it, just the edge. It reminded them of the sound of paper tearing and the breath that came after. They took a photo of the office. It was not glamorous. It was good. It was theirs. At lunch, they walked to the diner with the blue seats. The waitress waved. They ordered grilled cheese and tomato soup. They ate and talked about the couple they would meet that afternoon, and the uncle they would gently disarm, with a seat far from the mic and a job counting gifts. Do you think we will ever be bored? Elliot asked. I hope not, Adrian said. And if we are, we will plant basil. Elliot laughed. He reached for Adrian's hand under the table. He found it. He kept it. Outside, the city was loud and bright and full of doors. Inside, two people who had started as enemies and had become something else held keys to each other's rooms. They did not need a contract to tell them what to do. They had a way. They had a plan. They had a promise they made every day. We do no harm. We tell the truth. We make exits and we make home. In a bowl on the office shelf, light caught the drilled crystal and threw a small rainbow on the wall. It moved as the sun moved. It was simple. It was enough. It was theirs.